This is another edition of Tim Sullivan's Shock and Roll. I'm here with a guy named Mr. Peter Criss of KISS.
How you doing?
Finding out stuff today. I thought I knew everything about the Catman, but I find out that you actually are a big horror fan.
Huge, Tim.
I did not know this. I thought Gene had the sort of was the horror guy, you know.
No, as a kid I got eerie. I used to love things eerie, creepy.
Famous Monsters of
and
film.
Famous Monsters, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But you saying you have a huge horror movie collection?
I have a major collection, and I feel my favorite horror is Bela Lugosi, horror star. I think there was no better Dracula. If you watch that Dracula compared to all other Draculas, it's the best. For me, just the words, the way he moved, the way he did. He was Dracula, and all I see is all these other Draculas, which there's a lot of great Draculas, are still. And I love Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
I love Peter Cushing.
Yes.
I love the old, and I love the. I tell you what, I really recently I'm falling in love. I'm going to buy the whole collection of Castle.
William Castle.
I love William Castle. The Tingler.
Yes. House on Haunted Hill.
Do you? When I was a boy, the Tingler. I went to see the Tingler and the House on. They put in your seat, under the seats in the theater, buzzers. So when the Tingler would buzz, the theater would go black, and you'd get a buzz on your ass. Then I went to see the horror thing with
the House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price.
They had a skeleton come over the audience. Where I lived in Brooklyn, on the south side, they wrecked it. They hit it with bottles. They pulled the legs off it. The poor thing had a head when it went back.
You like the British horror films with like Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing and all that?
I love them. I thought they were a little over the top.
Right.
A little dramatic, because English actors seem to go a little with it. But it was entertaining. I mean, for me at that age, I was a lot younger, of course.
Right.
Much more of a teenager. I thought, though, the colors were cool. It seemed like the horror colors of Britain, or British horror movies, really geared a lot red.
And the blood.
Especially with Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
There was always a lot of blood.
Well, that was the first time. The horror films were all black and white up till then.
Right.
And then, how about, like, in the 80s, were you into, or the 70s, Halloween or what?
Loved Halloween, got every one,
the
whole collection of Halloween. It scared the hell out of me.
Yeah.
The original.
Right.
I think one of the most scariest movies I still find is The Shining.
The Shining.
I told you, I love The Changeling with George C. Scott.
Right.
Brilliant. I still love The Thing.
The
James on Edge.
The original. The original
I
Thing.
love the dialogue. I thought the dialogue was brilliant between all of them. The talking all at once, but it worked.
Yeah.
I still love them. I love the old heart. The Day the Earth Stood Still is still one of my favorites.
Exactly.
So I like sci-fi as much as I like the standard. But if I like horror, I still like the old Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney Jr.
So who's your favorite of like the classic monsters? Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, the Mummy. Who's your favorite?
It would have to be Dracula.
Yeah.
It would have to be Lugosi.
Okay.
I think he was brilliant. Now I was told he was like this raging addict because of a bad back.
Yeah.
But I think since maybe he was Hungarian or whatever he was, and he was maybe double, as that would go, how do you do that? You have to be double jointed. So I just think his whole persona, he was Dracula. It's probably what ruined his career because that's all he ever got stuck in.
Yeah.
He never got out of that.
But like what was cool is like whereas Karloff, he succeeded because he embraced being typecast. He said, you know what, I'm happy to have a job.
Right. I remember somewhere I read where Lugosi said he should have taken the Frankenstein.
Yeah, he turned it down.
He turned it down. And I went, well, I don't think so, though. I don't think he would have done that. I know he actually did play Frankenstein along
in Frankenstein meets the Wolfman.
Yeah, but still, Karloff's
the best.
Undeniably the best Frankenstein.
And then, and then you also like contemporary horror films. Like I was just down in his basement. It was amazing seeing like all the gold records for Beth. This man wrote a song that at least 1 million people bought.
I think I hear them calling. Oh, Beth, what can I do? Beth, what can I do?
That's very rare today in the age of iTunes.
Yes, it is.
But I was so cool amidst all the stuff like the Beatles memorabilia and the Kiss memorabilia was Jigsaw from Saw movies.
I got every one of them. I got the whole full collection of every Saw movie ever made. Sometimes I question myself, like Hotel or is it House?
Hostel.
I love that. I think Gigi thinks something's wrong with me because I like torture. No, I do. I like
you must because
people being tortured.
Well, you worked with Gene Simmons for so long.
Amen. I'm like working at Frankenstein. But no, it's true. I get off on on torture. I love the fact when I watch people being tortured. It seems like, you know.
Well, it's interesting because it's like it's almost like an endurance test. There's like people always ask me, why do I like horror films? And I think there's something about in the safety of your home watching this.
Yes.
You know, and psychologically in a way, it's like being on a roller coaster. You know you're not going to fall off the roller coaster, but that's that little threat of danger.
I'll tell you something interesting. The Exorcist.
Right.
I can't watch it alone.
Okay, I can't either.
I've tried.
Because we're good Catholic boys.
Probably. Many times, Gigi.
Show your tattoo.
Many times, my wife would leave the house, get the house to myself, everything's quiet. The big house. I go downstairs, no less at the belly of the house. I slip on The Exorcist. I get maybe to 10 minutes into it when she starts hearing noises in the attics and shit. I can't. For some reason, it scares me, and it scared me when I went to see it. And I always had that fear of something always touching me in the kitchen, like down in the dark. There was something unholy, maybe that's it. Being a Catholic, I found something evil in it. Now they say you can take the evil out of it, but I found there was a real evil presence to the whole movie, more than any other horror movie
It's interesting because
let's except the Amityville Horror.
That's scary.
That scared the shit out of me too.
Some of the best horror movies, it's like sometimes it takes people to encounter evil or the devil before they acknowledge the existence of goodness and God.
Right.
You know,
That's
they can't just accept goodness and God on their own. They have to encounter evil, and that's what The Exorcist is about.
Yeah,
the Amityville Horror.
And they did, and I feel it because I could watch a million horror movies a night, but when those come on, maybe because it could really happen, and I do believe in the devil, because if you believe in God, you must believe in him. And I think if you think about him enough, and you get into that shit, excuse the language, you could believe that.
No, that's okay.
But I think you can get hung up on that, and it gets very uncomfortable as being maybe a Catholic.
Well, it's more, the thing too is you don't expect to run into a mummy or a werewolf or Freddy Krueger, but the devil does exist.
Yeah, maybe that's it, Tim.
Seriously.
Because it really can. It's almost like watching documentaries maybe on Ted Bundy or Dahmer, because you know these guys existed. They really were evil incarnate. They really did do horrifying things to women or men, whatever they did, and that's always close to home to me. That shit really does scare me because it really can happen. I know when I'm watching the torturing or Freddy Krueger. You're right, or Michael Myers. Right. I know I know them all.
You do.
It doesn't. I know they don't exist.
Who lived in Camp Crystal Lake?
Wait, that's oh Jesus.
Where's the hockey mask? What's his name? Friday the 13th.
It wasn't
Jason.
It was Jason. Oh, you told me.
That's Gigi. Hello, Gigi.
Yeah, it was Jason. Vortex.
Jason Voorhees.
Voorhees.
That's right.
Okay, so I got the last.
You got and then what's the name of the killer in Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Leatherface.
See, he's a bomb.
And I've got every one of those.
All right.
And great story. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What did it come out?
74.
We're playing Detroit. It's just started.
Right.
Pretty much 72.
Yeah.
Ace and I were staying at like a Holiday Inn. Ace looks into the newspaper. We got a day off. Hey, God, you want to go see? There's a horror movie playing downtown. I go, I'd love to. Let's go see. It's called Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So we go in the theater, the two of us, and it comes. We were holding each other like chicks. Although with Ace, I don't know. And he's screaming, we're screaming, and we left the theater scared. Heck, like really scared.
That's so
we
cool.
We couldn't believe the horror of what was
so
going
realistic
on.
at the time. It was very gutsy.
The scariest part bugged us was the guy they pick up and gets in the truck with them.
He starts cutting his own hand out and stuff like that. Because you could relate to that. There's nothing worse.
There are guys like that you can pick up.
And you've seen the Maniac films, right? You've seen my films.
Love it.
Little self-promotion. But you can understand why it's so cool. So many kids, people who grew up loving monster movies, Kiss was like the band tailor-made for them.
I can see. Well, I know that now.
You know obviously.
As my character, the cat, I didn't think. Although the cat was very menacing. The cat Cats
Cat
can
people.
be very
Cat people.
Now, that was a cool movie.
Yeah.
You never see it, but again, like Spielberg said, you don't really see the shark, although it never worked. But that's a great movie.
Yeah, Jaws.
To be puts me out, still on the edge of the chair, and I never went swimming for years after that.
No.
Psycho, all the Hitchcock. I got every Alfred Hitchcock.
And he
movie
does. I
ever
saw
did.
them in his studio.
You know,
That's so cool.
That's the kind of stuff.
It's so cool. So it's good to know so that it does make sense that growing up, someone would like horror movies and Kiss. They do go together.
Absolutely.
All right.
No doubt about it.
And so, anything else for your fans at Shock and Roll to say? Look, the dream is still alive with
He's
Kiss.
going to be one of the greatest directors in horror, I predict.
Well, thank
in the
you.
near future.
Thank you.
Look out, Spielberg. Get out of the way. You too, Scorsese.
And I predict
Here comes Timmy.
that one day I will direct Peter Criss in one of my movies.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's going to be so
I would love
cool.
to. Yep.
Because Detroit Rock City was great, but that's you're kind of playing Peter Criss. But
No,
it would
no.
be cool for people to see you.
I want to be depraved.
Yeah, to be depraved.
Give me an axe.
All right, I will give you an axe. I love you, man. All right, bye.
Take care.
God bless you all. Thank you so much.